What's going on, everybody? It's Rod with Pow Group. Welcome back on The Pursuit of Wealth, your home for MJ stocks, crypto assets, news, and interviews. Today is Friday, June 13th. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. And in this video, we're going to do an earnings prep for HITI's Q2 2025 earnings coming up on Monday, and then we'll jump into the HITI chart toward the end. We'll take a look at the technicals and the price action and what to expect there in the days, weeks, months ahead. Spoiler alert, it's looking very bullish. So we could potentially see a positive earnings reaction just taking a look at the technicals and what the charts are saying. Always a gamble, but I think it's going to be a good one. Before we jump to it, make sure to smash the like, help support me in the channel. If you're new, you can subscribe, tick the bell, all that good stuff. You'll be notified on any future videos or when I go live. And as always, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. You should never buy or sell anything based on anything that I say or write. And full disclosure, I do own HITI in my portfolio, a very large position, very bullish on them long term. You can follow us over on X as well, formerly Twitter. Handle for that is @GroupPow. Going to be using that as my platform of choice going forward. So HITI set to announce second quarter 2025 financial results. And that's going to be, like I said, on Monday after financial markets close. I'll do another video as well on the review. And it's going to be for the quarter ended April 30th, 2025. So very significant because we will have 420 sales on there. And then there will be a webcast with Ross Grover and Mayank Mahajan, CFO, and that's going to be at 11:30 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, June 17th, so the day after. Let me know if you'd like to see me live stream that, and I'll do my best to make that happen. We'll jump into the earnings estimates. So again, if you're not familiar with these earnings prep videos, essentially we just go through them. I give my thoughts and opinions on what to expect, and I think it's going to be a good one because we're going to see that seasonality effect. We're going to have 420 sales on there, which they said it was a record, so it should be a good one. If we just take a look at the June period from 2024, it actually fell from the March report, but as you can see, revenue has been up and to the right, so it's seeing some decent growth here, and I think we could set another record in terms of revenue. But we'll take a look at the earnings estimates for revenue and earnings per share, so EPS. On investing.com, we have 145.9 million and negative 0.023 EPS. And then if we take a look at TradingView, they've got 138.49 million and negative 0.037. And Moomoo, just bring that up. I thought I had it up already, but only take me a second here. So if I go to revenue, that one's forecasted 138.5 million. They have it in USD for EPS, so I just decided to exclude that for now. But if we add those up, for revenue, they're expecting 140.96 million. That's the consensus among Wall Street analysts. And then negative 0.03 for EPS. So if we come in with a number much larger than 140.96, then we have a huge beat and we could see price react, to the upside. And if we have a big miss, again, we'll expect some downside. And we have been seeing a little bit of broader market weakness and headwinds because of the tensions in the Middle East. So we'll see if that continues into Monday, and it might not be the best time. Even if they do have a great earnings report, it might be a little muted by the broader market weakness, but we'll see how it goes. But those are the numbers: negative 0.03 EPS expected and 140.96 million Canadian for revenue. But let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. We'll continue the conversation there. Let me know if you think they're going to beat, if you think they're going to miss. And we'll keep an eye on the broader market as well leading into next week. So we did have this descending triangle here that confirmed. We had a target of about 215 and we hit 217, and then now we have that head forming in the IHS, the inverse head and shoulders, and we just formed a right shoulder as well. And so far this is an absolute textbook inverse head and shoulders. And then you just take your measured move there and you go from the neck, the head to the neck, and then you move that out to your neckline, and that gives you your measured move of $2.65. So this is looking good. As long as we hold really, the 225 level, then this was going to maintain itself. We had a low of 227, and actually it looks like it could be a daily bull flag here as well. If we just zoom in, we might have pulled back a little bit more than we would have liked to see at this point. I'll have to get rid of some lines here just so I can see if it's clear or not, and then I'll put it back. So there is a weekly bull flag that we're going to be looking at as well. So it's looking good. If we go over there from the low to the high, yeah, it did pull back to the 0.5 fib, so retraced about 50% of that move, but not a huge deal. We're still looking at a potential weekly bull flag as well, and that's what we'll be looking at here now. So if we zoom out to the weekly time frame, you can see that this move from the low to the high here at 246, we're forming a nice weekly higher low, and we actually held the 0.32 fib to perfection. So we have a key support there at 215, and we hit 217. So that's going to be key support from here. As long as we hold 215, bulls are just fine, and then that maintains the weekly bull flag potential. So then you just take your measured move there from the low to the high, move it out to your 0.32 fib, and that gives you your measured move up to $3.23 if confirmed. In order to confirm it, we need to hold 215 and come back up towards resistance and break 246. If we break 246 USD on the NASDAQ, then that's going to confirm it. And then, like I said, we're looking at around a $3.23 target. And if we just go from current levels to that target, that's about 41% of upside. So a nice trade here potentially would be to enter, if you haven't already, and if you're looking to potentially swing this thing, you could enter, say, let's say it's going to be after markets close. So let's say the broader market's weak on Monday, we start pulling back with the broader market, we have those headwinds, and we come back down to around that 220, 215 area. Well, that could be a nice entry here. Keep in mind it's earnings, so it's always a gamble, and you have to swing it overnight, so it's pretty risky, and stop losses don't trigger in after hours trading. So if you were to enter it, it's going to be risky because you have to swing it overnight. That's why I don't really like these setups as much. If it was before the financial markets opened and you were able to, enter closer to the bell, say you buy pre-market or whatever, and then earnings come out, and you could set your stop below it, you'd be just fine. But because it's after market close, you're at the mercy of however the reaction is going to be, and you have to deal with market makers as well. So not the best setup, but it would be a great setup if you could enter somewhere around that 215. And then what I like to do is set my stop loss just under the 0.5% retracement, which is at 205, and then we have $2 psychological. So you can even set your stop at 199, 198. If you get it closer to that 215 level, essentially you're risking about 5 to 6%. And if you're correct, and we hit that target and weekly bull flag target of 323, well, that's 50% upside, right? Risk 5-6% to make 50%. That's great risk to reward. And then you can just go over here and grab your long position tool as well. And let's say you wanted to get an entry at 215. You just take your target, adjust it up to that 323 level, and then you can set your stop loss, which would be at just under $2, like I said, say $1.99. And then there you go. You're risking about 7.44% to make 50%, and a risk reward ratio of 6.75. So that's a great potential trade here. Again, not telling you to buy, sell, or hold, but that's just my own 2 cents on the matter and the potential trade setup. But as of right now, we're still in a monthly uptrend. This could be a monthly head and shoulders that is forming, but not expecting that to be the most likely scenario. We also had the first ever monthly EMA 12 and 26 bull cross here. So I do think that we're going to see some momentum leading into the next couple of months. I think there's a good chance that we get some sort of momentum with regards to U.S. reform, whether it be safer banking or rescheduling progress. But overall, we're doing just fine. We did start the monthly bounce last month, and it's a monthly inside bar at the moment. If we look at the hourly time frame here, we are in an hourly downtrend with a lower high and lower low, and it was actually an hourly head and shoulders here as well. So if we just zoom out, might even be a little bit more clear on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah, you could say that was your left shoulder, your head, your right shoulder. But on the hourly time frame, you can see it is a bit of head and shoulders here as well. See on the daily time frame. Yeah, daily is an inverse head and shoulders. 4-hour time frame. So you could draw it like this. From there to the head. Like that. So if that were to confirm and we see a bearish reaction, and like I said, with the broader market weakness, this could even be something that we see in the morning, and then that'd pull us back to 215, 214. So that's right on that 0.32 fib potentially. Like I said, looking to play off of that that weekly bull flag. It's key support. In terms of the weekly time frame here, we did close slightly below the 10-week moving average, a little bit of a red flag there. We had a stochastic and a MACD bull cross a few months ago, so it's possible that we do start to see a little bit more downside on Monday, like I said, but all about 215 support. And we are gearing up for the first ever 50 and 200 weekly moving average bull cross And I've actually been building these custom indicators and alerts. So if I go over here to personal, you can see I have all these. I have 15 of them now, custom alerts. And one of my favorite is the POW bearish triple thunder crossover and bullish triple thunder crossover. And then, we look at golden crosses, death crosses on the daily time frame. So we just had a death cross with the 50-day above the 200-day moving average. And when they cross, that's a death cross when the 50 is above the 200 and it crosses. But when the 50 is below the 200 and then crosses, that's a golden cross. And generally we see lots of upside like we did back here. And then death cross, tons of downside like we did here. And probably I would say over the next potentially 2 to 3 weeks, we could see a golden cross. But when that happens on the weekly time frame, I just made up a name for it. I called it a platinum bull cross and a platinum bear cross. So here was the platinum bear cross of the 50 and the 200. You can see if it hadn't really been established yet, but we can just imagine where that would be. It'd be somewhere around right around here. And then we had tons of downside. Now we're gearing up for the bull cross, the platinum bull cross, which is even more bullish than a golden cross because it's the weekly moving averages. So I've got these set up on the POW algo alerts that when the 50 crosses the 200 weekly moving average, you get an automatic alert directly in the POW group private community that's built on Slack, and you also get an email directly to your email as well. So whenever this bull cross happens, this platinum bull cross, you'll get an email alert, and this would be the first in history, and it's more than likely going to be a massive move. Look what just happened on, say, an asset like XRP. It had its 50 and its 200 weekly moving average bull cross, and the price went from 60 cents all the way up to $3.40. And then look what happened on the bear side. Tons of downside as those looked to see the platinum bear cross, platinum bull cross, tons of upside. So it's looking good here on high tide with the first ever 50 and 200 weekly moving average bull cross, otherwise known as the platinum bull cross, which we coined here at POW. But going at it there, let me know your thoughts and opinions on these estimates and your expectations leading into Monday after market close. And let me know if you'd like to see that conference call live streamed on Tuesday morning as well. It's Rod with POW Group. Thanks again for joining us in the pursuit of wealth. Hope you have a fantastic weekend ahead, and we'll see you again in the next video.